So,
All right, we are live.
welcome to
Hello,
Food Therapy.
everybody. I'm just going to
Welcome,
make sure
welcome, welcome.
I'm going to
Welcome
share
to Food
this.
Therapy. Yeah,
Food
Siobhan and I
therapy.
we've been ranting to one another today because there are things that have showed up this week that have triggered the fuck out of both of us. And it's important. We both think it's like extremely important that people see that we are real and everything is not la la fairy dust and rainbows, even though,
Yes,
that's what we wish. Who doesn't wish that? But it's like, that's just not how shit goes.
that's
So
right. And
tell them about your experience today, Siobhan. Siobhan didn't
I,
even want to come on today and do this, and tell them all about that, Siobhan.
oh, sure. Throw me under the bus first.
Well, get the money.
So this morning, so the great thing is, and God, if only people had these problems, right? So,
Right, exactly. Thank you.
So putting it in perspective. So this morning I had to go grocery shopping. I did that. I came home, and in between that, I'm going on a big motorcycle trip this summer with 6 other people. Well, 5, including my husband. So that's 6 other people. 6 adults, 4 motorcycles, all around BC, 2 weeks. So we've been sort of dividing up who's calling and booking for what campsite, where, blah, 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 getting a spreadsheet, trying to wield through all these emails, right? Big email threads that come up, and where was that email, and you can't find it, and and I had like calls into 3 campgrounds, and I got my dates mixed up on one of them, and then it turned out we had one night that didn't have anywhere, so we're trying to find a place for that. But that's a lot of on the phone, on the internet, trying to plan all that in between.
And to be honest, on a subconscious level, that really is starting to set the tone of how things may carry out throughout the day.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And I was keeping my cool. Like, I was having no real trouble with that, other than the fact I didn't really get to focus on my work today, right? Like, I did a couple posts, but I didn't get a chance to do what I needed to do in my job, which I'll do after. And then it came time to hook up my wireless mic, and as you can see, and I'm going to keep that story very short and sweet, I couldn't do it. As something was going on, I ended up disabling something, and then I walked around with it for 25 minutes before, but not getting really upset, just sort of frustrated, because I've been doing a lot of good work with Natalie. But the fact is, at 10 after 12, I didn't want to do this. I was like, this is the last thing I want to do right now in this minute, is to bring everything downstairs and get set up. Now, that said, this is showing up knowing how good it's going to feel when we start it. Like, I already feel 10 times better because we're here and I'm seeing you. But, and I was saying to Stephanie before we started, Jay Shetty has this thing about things that feel good, things that are good for you, and things that are bad for you. And so things that are bad,
guys.
Things that are bad for you always feel good at the start of them, and you always feel bad at the end. Things that are
regret them the following day, right?
Yes, and things that are good for you, sometimes you don't want to do them, so you think bad thoughts about it, but then you always feel good after.
Yes.
And I would say that about going to the gym, right? I don't want to go to the gym. Oh my God.
Going to the gym sometimes, and then it's like, oh, I'm so glad I did that. Or, I used to feel like that before my Defo Rick and Licious episodes. I would be, because I care so much, and I would be so nervous. And I was talking about that with Jacqueline yesterday, being so nervous before I go on Empowered Conversations or Food Therapy, because it means so much. But then afterwards, it's like, oh man.
Oh, I know.
Because this is meaningful. So
That's right. And so I knew how much I was going to enjoy this and how good I feel at the end. And that's what gets me to work out. Like 90% of the time is how good I'm going to feel afterwards. And that's why I would always say to people in my spin class too.
And it's also a mental thing, because it's the accomplishment that you did something for you. It really does subconsciously affect, like she says, like with Jay Shetty, like, I've never really thought about that, but when you brought that to my attention earlier, I was like, well, that makes perfect sense.
Yes. And that's why I would tell people, you know what? If you're on a diet or whatever you're doing and you want to eat the cake, make a conscious effort before you eat the cake to feel good about it. Otherwise, you're just you're just sabotaging yourself. Because people will feel good. I'm going to eat this cake. I'm going to eat this cake. I'm going to eat this cake.
Oh, yes, delicious.
And then they feel bad immediately after.
Or drink the wine.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? And it's like, well, you got to get your mind around that. So
you know, it was fun and enjoyable at the time, but like you said, you know, things that are bad for you, you know, feel good while you're doing them and then you regret them later. But things that are really good for you, sometimes you're apprehensive about doing them. There's anxiety, whatever reason, I don't feel like doing it. And then after it's done, it's like, oh man, for me, it's like, what? I'm so glad I accomplished that.
That's right. That's right. And before we get in any further, we should tell you what we're making today. We are making, this is my recipe. Yeah. Some of it's been adapted and some of it I've added onto it because I've just enjoyed it so much. And this is a mango coconut shrimp avocado. There's everything in this salad and mixed green.
I know it had avocado, or maybe I did.
With a, and it's got a lovely cinnamon lime dressing. So we're going to get started on that. I sort of already have my salad greens in a bowl and my cashews in there. But I also, a lot of people, I wanted to show you how to cut a mango. I cut a mango anyway, because a lot of people, I've had people say, I don't eat mangoes because I don't know how to cut them. What? Or I don't eat avocados because I don't know how to cut them. So there's a big, huge stone in the mango. And what I do is, you know, there's always going to be a little bit, there's always a flat side and a flat side. So you want to put your mango down on the flat side with your palm on it here. And what I do is I know where about that stone is. So you can feel around with your knife to feel where the top of the stone is. And then you just want to cut right along
that side.
The top of
from the pit
stone.
Or from the opposite side?
Well, no, from the opposite. Well, it doesn't matter. I go from the big end.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and I actually cut right into my... I've actually cut right into my stone, which is quite hilarious and indicative of how my day is going. I'm going to do a demonstration on how to cut a friggin' mango, and I'm going to screw it up because I cut right into the pit. Okay, so, wow, this mango is really interesting because the pit is so
and
big.
It's probably good to peel the mango first, too.
Oh, see, I don't peel my mango. I'll show you what I do. Okay, so...
Well, I didn't, and I'm like, wait a minute, because usually I do, but I'm going to work with it because then you can just peel.
I scoop it. So what I do is I scoop it, like I've cut against the stone, and then I cut into it, right? I cut like this, and I put squares into it, like this, and I'll cut across and diagonally, and then I'll just take my spoon, and then I'll lift it right out. See, then I lift them right out, and there is the blocks right there.
And on that note, I am going to bust open my coconut with a hammer. I got a real fresh coconut. I'm putting my greens in the bowl.
Please do. Yeah.
And I might, because I have a couple people over for dinner tonight. So I'm going to leave the mango out of like the whole thing. I don't want it to get soggy. But I'm going to bust open my this is going to be coconut. Hilarious. Yeah, I'm gonna put everything in, but I'm gonna for the shrimp, I'm just gonna put the shrimp on top of what I'm gonna eat because Graham and I will have this tonight for dinner as well. So I'm doing scallops and shrimp.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so good. And this recipe is very versatile because it's got the cashews for good fat and protein. You don't have to add anything to it if you don't want. I add the shrimp to it. You can add chicken to it as well, which is also really good. and it calls for flakes of coconut. So the bakery coconut, like the fine shredded stuff, does not really work in this recipe I've found, but you can get flat pieces of coconut, or I got coconut chips. So this is what my, so this is the coconut that I'm using, and Stephanie is using real coconut, which is going to be amazing as well.
This is going to be hilarious. This is going to be hilarious. I'm going to bust open the coconut.
Yeah, bust open the coconut.
I've got my hammer right here. Let's see.
Yes.
Probably need to. This is going to be fun.
and you can talk about, Steph, how your week has been, and you had a little bit of
This is perfect. This is perfect. So I'll tell you about my week. So freaking you hear Siobhan and I constantly complaining about tech. Like, we are entertainers. We are people who can talk and act like fools, but we're not ones who are, very tech savvy. And I've been trying to create a website through WordPress because I was recommended that WordPress was better than Wix. So I canceled my Wix account, switched everything to WordPress, tried to start using this Thrive plugin. And we've done some things, but it's still a nightmare. I'm trying to do exactly what she's showing me to do. It ain't working. So I pay all this money. I'm like, frickin' Thrive plugin doesn't have online, like, you can't talk to somebody on the phone. You can't schedule somebody to help walk you through how to create with their software, but you can with WordPress. But WordPress, when you hire them, they can't work with the plugin. They can only work with their software. So I've canceled the Thrive. I've got my money back. Now I've got an appointment on Saturday to work with WordPress to get this shit done, because it's imperative that my damn website be up next week. Boom! Yes. This is what I think about that. I'm busting my coconut. And there it is. There it is. Yes.
Awesome.
Boom, 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 boom. Ah, perfect. Now I got some real good coconut meat. Oh,
yes.
Nice.
And maybe worked a little aggression up.
I can have our salad.
Looks wonderful.
This is amazing. Oh my god.
And and I think Stephanie and I's point here is, we're not perfect, and I know if you're a regular watcher, we're not. But a lot of people think that we're happy all the time because that's a persona. That and not only I am generally joyful, but even joyful people have bad days. Joyful people get cranky. Joyful people still,
I think this coconut might be rotten.
Oh no!
It doesn't taste.
It
doesn't. It's not solid and thick and it's mushy.
Oh
my god! Well, I've got shredded coconut.
That's okay. You can use a little bit. Just put a little bit of shredded coconut on it. That's all.
Yeah, I will. But I was excited to use real coconut.
I know you were.
You get fresh, like a friend of mine brought some fresh coconuts back from Mexico. Yeah. And that was like a damn creme brulee dessert.
I'm sure it was.
Coconut is one of the best things I've ever tasted.
Yum.
I'm a little bit disappointed. So that's how I busted my coconut.
Well, at least you got to hammer it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I think about the frustration of dealing with what I've dealt with. But it's like, but then I start to reflect because really it will put me in a serious bad mood, and because it's like I don't have time to watch all these videos. I don't. Yeah. And I could make time, but other things are taking more precedence, but then I'm allowing them to take more precedence.
Yes, exactly.
Taking the 2 hours, because like I'm ADD or ADHD, and I just get so blind or sideways, not blindsided, sideways with stuff, and then I'm like frustrated. But then when I do figure something out, I'm like, oh, cool, Anyway.
Yeah.
Enough of that.
And again, it's what you do with those feelings. And I've been really working with a coach on my anxiety, and especially to do around tech. And I will tell you that even though the issues frustrated me today with my microphone, it was nowhere near the over-the-top reactions that I've been known to experience in the past around
Right.
technology. And I'm reframing a lot of beliefs that I have around technology, because when technology doesn't work, I used to take it personally and think it was me. So as soon as something didn't work, and this is a lot with everything, not just technology, but anything, like riding my motorcycle and I screw up on a U-turn, or something frustrates me that I don't know how to do. I right away default to, I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, I'm an idiot. And that is not good. And is there anybody else out there who does that? I know that there are people out there who right away have that internal dialogue of what they say. Now, I would never think to look at Stephanie if she had a tech issue like with her Thrive and say, well, you're just an idiot. You're just an idiot. You can't do anything. Like, who do you think you are, thinking that you can build a website? That's how I talk to myself. And think about it. You would never say that to your friend. So why would I say that to myself? Like, why?
Absolutely, Siobhan. Oh my God.
And I did a whole thing about having a verbal abuser in your head, because I really wanted to make it clear that this just isn't a voice in your head talking to you. This is someone who's verbally abusing you. You are verbally abusing yourself if you come up against something and you call yourself an idiot or an asshole, or you can't do something. I'm so stupid. Why would I even think something like that? Why would I think that? Turn that around and thank God. Say that to your loved one if they come up against a frustration.
Absolutely. And we've got some comments. So Kim's on. Good. She says technical laugh. And then Nami, hey Nami. He says, remember to be happy. He says, remember to be happy when you make your food. It's like, yeah, we're happy. But Nami, I don't know if this is your first time joining the show, but we are coaches and we are having a teachable moment of how we perceive that most people think that we're just happy, life is perfect, and all the time. And that ain't the case. But it's about when we do become angry or derailed or something triggers us, how we, because of the work that we've been doing on and for ourselves, we are able to see and understand on the other side of that and how to experience it. Don't stuff it down. Don't deny it, but experience it and then kind of work through it to the other side. And it's like what you were saying, about not wanting to come on. Siobhan didn't even want to do this today because she was so frustrated by the whole earbud thing not working with her laptop. But she knows, and because she was following Jay Shetty. And it's like, I love Jay Shetty. He's amazing. And he made the comment, he says, things that are good for you, you'll sometimes not want to do, but when you do them, you feel amazing and accomplished. Things that are bad for you, you feel good while you're doing it or beforehand, but then you regret or feel bad afterwards. So we're just, coming to the table with, we have bad days. We have crazy incidences that piss us off as well. But it's about, okay, how do I handle that? How do I not let that ruin? Because tech issues can ruin your day.
And I am all about showing up authentically, because everybody's different and everybody has these emotions. And if everybody went around sugarcoating everything, there'd be nothing to learn from. And my hope when I show up authentically, and I do cook with love, and I am cooking with love, because I knew as soon as we went live, everything would change. Like my mood would change. I would feel great. And I already feel so much better because cooking is also a meditation for me and makes me feel really good. But also being on food therapy with Stephanie, in Stephanie's presence, doing what we love and talking about our stuff. It's just real. And that's who we are. We're real. And I think people tune in. Our regular viewers tune in because we are real, because we tell it like it is. And I can't show up on a video if I feel shitty and pretend that I'm feeling good, because I just don't know. I just don't know how to do that. And if I'm feeling so shitty and like really awful, which hasn't happened in a long time, then I just wouldn't do it, right? Then I just wouldn't do it.
There's a whole difference. So I just wanted to say something about the dressing that I'm making.
Yeah.
I'm making a dressing from scratch,
Yeah.
and it's going to have fresh tarragon. It's going to
Ooh.
have a quarter cup of lemon juice, half cup of olive oil. I'm going to use some Dijon mustard, and I have got, fresh garlic, and I'm going to do some grapefruit zest, not grapefruit juice, because I don't want the
Yeah.
sugar, because
Yeah.
I'm only doing sugar on a cheat meal.
Yeah.
And with it, I can have like a bite of the damn, freaking mango.
Mango.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's what I'm doing with my dressing. And so I'm just making up my dressing because my scallops are going to take like 6 minutes total, So.
Yes, yes. Well, my prawns are already cooked. They're right here, and I am doing a lime cinnamon vinaigrette, and I've got zest of a lime and juice of a lime. I thought I had ginger, real ginger. I was going to do ginger root, but I don't have ginger root today. I missed it on the grocery list, so I'm using powder and cinnamon and olive oil, of course, and I'm going to whisk that together with the whisk that's way over there, or perhaps I will not use a whisk. I will
I'm using a bottle. I've got two
look at this whisk
of garlic.
Look at this whisk. Look how big this whisk is.
That's hilarious.
So
I couldn't find my whisk the other day, so my whisk the other day, so I'm just using a recycled like dressing bottle.
Oh, nice! I've got several of those. Yeah, they're really good.
I'm just gonna shake it up after everything. I got a little bit of Himalayan pink sea salt.
Nice. I've just put some sea salt in mine as well.
Tablespoon, maybe a little bit more of Dijon mustard.
Yeah, the Dijon will be a nice. The Dijon will be a nice additive to that as well.
Yeah.
And this is one of those recipes where you really can throw in anything, like if you've got peppers or anything like that.
Oh,
but I kind of do like the. I really like the addition of the avocado.
And I need to get. Actually, I need to text my Airbnb guest, tell her to pick up a couple avocados.
Yeah. I'm not going to cut the avocado because I'm just going to have a single portion size. So what I'm going to do, I've mixed some of it together like this, as you can see how wonderful that looks. And then I'm going to have just an individual plate.
There we go. Thanks. So now I'm going to add my grapefruit zest. Are you there, Siobhan? Oh, shit, what happened? I can't hear you. I wonder if my Bluetooth connected to here. Let me turn my Bluetooth
Can you hear me now?
I can, yeah, I can now.
I pressed my button.
I know. The mute button.
Yes, my foolish mute button. And hopefully after this, I'm actually going to go back upstairs and fool around now that I'm not on a time constraint and play around a little bit with my wireless mic. And I'm pretending like it's brand new all over again to see where I've gone wrong with it.
Yeah, like I said, my thing did that, but it was like a driver thing. And as soon as I updated my drivers, it just automatically connected. Because once I had done it in the main settings of the computer, it recognized it as a microphone automatically in Zoom.
Yes, and I'm going to have to do that because I thought that I had done that when we first got it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it again and see where it goes from. See where it goes from there.
Comment. Tell us where you're watching in from.
Yeah, where are you watching from? We're just making our. Maybe we scared people off. But see, now we're back to our normal cheery selves because that's what happens. That's what happens when you ask for help And when you share where you are, and I remember I did a video a couple months ago about what to do when you're feeling anxious or when you're feeling not 100%. And one of the things that I shared with is to tell people in your surroundings what is going on for you.
Yeah,
because
like
that's where
each other all the time.
And that's where you get your support. Like if my husband comes home today and I'm cranky, or I'll let him know right off the bat. I just want to warn you that I've had a day. So he knows. And then he also, and he knows me well enough to know to either leave me alone or to do stuff for me. It depends. It depends, but I will let him know. And when I was working in an office, I would do the same thing. I would let people know around me, hey, I'm not having a great day, or I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or whatever it is, because unless you share where you are, you're not going to get the help that you need or the support that you need. And then resentments can build up throughout the day, right? As people are, because people don't know what's going on in your head. So it's a really good way to build a resentment.
Absolutely.
And so I'm all for sharing with people how I feel. And I remember when I first really started doing that on Facebook a few years ago, and I had someone text me and say, you probably shouldn't be sharing that much about yourself on Facebook. And and I just said, well, thank you for your opinion.
Yeah.
I'll take it into consideration, but I didn't listen to her. And it turns out that people like the realness, right? People like the authenticity. And I've got to keep it real for myself. I've only really...
It's not about being drama and always just whining, bitching, and complaining, but it's about and it's like sometimes you need to vent.
Yes.
You can't hold it in. You can't stuff things.
No, you can't. No, you cannot.
Proponent of just air all your drama and bullshit, on Facebook. But there are those that do in a way that they're constantly seeking. They're called poor me dramas. If you read the book, The Celestine Prophecy, you'll know all about the different dramas and how people receive energy from what you learned as a child.
Yeah.
They're carrying it into their adulthood. And then there are those who sometimes every blue moon, when I have something to say, I have something to say. And I'm going to say it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, exactly. And, there's people out there who are energy vampires who need to really have the attention and the drama and the energy. And I used to need the drama. Yeah.
Different.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. All right. So what am I doing here? Okay. So I'm just waiting.
Orange zest too.
Oh, look at you go. Oh, I don't have. I have oranges.
Grapefruit dress.
Dress. Oh, it's going to be so good.
All right. So I got my dressing done. All right.
Yeah. Awesome. All right.
Now I'm going to start my scallops and my shrimps.
All right. Are you? You have to cook those?
Yeah, but it's only 3 minutes per side.
Oh, yeah. No problem. No problem at all.
I like them real seared.
Yeah. I hear you.
Scallops.
I hear you. Yeah, I've got just about everything, everything ready here for assembly. Everything ready for assembly.
So how good are you feeling now, Siobhan, that you've been on food therapy and we've been talking?
I feel really good. And, my mindset has already changed around the technology. And that's the thing, right? Talking about it and doing something, even though you may not want to do it at the beginning. And, working out is a prime example, or cooking a good meal as well. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to get all the ingredients, and, I don't want to have to slice and dice things and cut things and chop things. But, there's two things for that. I'm coaching I'm doing a pilot program for cooking right now, and it's called Spark Up Your Cooking. It starts in the head, and it's geared towards people think they're not creative in the kitchen, who think cooking is a chore, who think cooking is hard, and who really have limited beliefs around cooking.
I can't cook. I can't boil water.
I can't cook. And, you know, one of the things that talking about is if you've got a recipe, making it bigger. Like if you've got, it says serves 2, well, double it and serve 4 and keep some, or triple it, right? Make it easier for yourself. But again, that's one of those things. Cooking is one of those things where you need to feel better about it. If it's a chore for you, but it's good for you, it's again one of those things that's going to feel better afterwards. So the buildup of okay, well, I know how good I'm going to feel once this salad is done. All right, I won't use this salad because I knew I'd feel good as soon as I came on and set everything up down here. But, you know, if I had to cook a dinner and I wasn't really feeling it, then it's like, oh my God, I don't want to have to cook that. But I know how good it's going to taste, and I know how good it's going to be, and I know how good my body is going to feel afterwards for eating it. And that's the goal that I have in mind. And then I just break it down into steps, right? Instead of thinking of the whole meal, again, a big meal, a whole meal might be a big goal. And taking that big goal and breaking it down into smaller goals. So for instance, if you got a recipe, okay, well, I'm just going to go to the fridge and take out the ingredients. Okay, I'm going to go to my spice cabinet and take out the spices. Like just break it down into tiny chunks. So by the
movie? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say break it down into tiny chunks. That way, it's not such a big task.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you remember the movie What About Bob?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. Richard Dreyfuss. Bill Murray.
Oh my God. Yes. That was
where he was like a paranoid, you know, just an insanely crazy person. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And you know, the roles become reversed at the end where Richard Dreyfuss goes nuts and Bob's the hero, you know. But anyway, I remember when he first goes to his first session with, you know, with Dr. Leo Marvin. And he's like, you know, well, I have a great book. It's called Baby Steps. And he's like, instead of thinking about everything you've got to do before you get outside, think of everything you've got to do to get out of this office.
I love that.
And then onto the elevator. And then, you know, and Bob's like, ooh, baby steps. And he's walking around with the book, Baby Steps, in the big window. Baby steps, you know, baby steps around the office. It's hilarious. One of my favorite movies on the planet.
And, you know, and that's what I said, you know, for people, you know, who want to start an exercise regime or say, I'm going to start walking. I'm just going to go and I'm going to start walking. Well, sometimes that people don't know, or they're so out of shape, or they haven't exercised in a long time. Just walk to the end of your driveway and back. Or you walk to your mailbox, and back. And then the next day, walk a little bit further than your mailbox and walk back. And be happy with that. And then build it up. Like Coach to 5K, the workout program, if you want to work a 5K, and it's from the couch to 5K. That's breaking it up into manageable baby steps. And that is crucial to any big goal, is breaking it into more smaller and smaller goals that are doable and that seem easy. Like the easier it seems, the easier you think it is, the easier it's going to be.
Right. Now I'm going to turn my scallops.
Okay.
I'm a little disappointed they're not coming out as brown and crisp as I want them.
Uh-oh.
It's all right. Some of them are.
Yeah, it's going to be delicious. I'm serving mine cold. I actually bought mine, and they were already. I already bought cooked prawns, so they were already cooked, and I'm going to put them in here. This is one of Graham and I's favorite recipes to eat and have. That's really, really good. So.
Oh, what have you got? The cashews?
I do have the cashews in there. Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
everything
I'll
in
get the
there now.
cashews.
I'm waiting for you to get yours cooked
Okay.
up. So,
I'm gonna do pumpkin seeds.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
You
I
know
think.
what? I think I am too. Or I'm going to do sunflower seeds because I've got
Oh,
sunflower
that'd be
seeds
good.
right here. Yeah, and seeds and nuts together make a full protein as well. All the amino acids are in there, so even a better option. Oh yeah, that looks delicious. There we
Let me
go.
take a picture. Some of these scallops are browning.
Oh, that's good. That's good. This hat with this. There we go. There we go.
All right.
All right.
I'm almost done, girl. I'm almost
Yeah, I
done.
think I'm going to take a little bit of the salad out now and see what's happening here. Because I still have to cut some of my avocado and
Yeah.
put it on here. Yeah. Oh wow, this is going to be so good.
All right. I'm gonna put.
All right.
All
You
right.
know what? I think I'm just going to ditch the hat.
You're gonna do what?
I ditched the hat because it's again over my headset. So I don't need a hat today.
I am gonna put my mango in.
Yeah. Now I'm just cutting a little bit of avocado here because it's got to wait until tonight. So I'm just putting in enough enough avocado for one person
Guess who
here.
comes on our show next week? We've got Carol Boston coming on our show
Oh,
next week.
we do. We do.
It'll be so much fun. We got Carol Boston. She's a friend of mine. I met her through Take the Stage Live Challenge last year,
Uh-huh.
and she's going to be making a cocktail that complements what we're preparing. So I'm going to come
Oh.
up with a dish. I haven't decided on it yet, and she's going to
Okay.
prepare a cocktail. So there'll be three of us next Thursday.
Awesome.
And
I love that.
Carol is awesome. Talk about awesome. She is freaking awesome. She is
Yeah.
out damn standing.
Yeah, I
You're gonna
caught
love
one of
her.
her. I caught one of her things, and I don't know how I did because we're not friends on Facebook. I
They're
sent her
live.
right. So yeah, if they're live in public, then anybody
Yeah.
on or off Facebook can see them.
All right, so hold on. I
Yeah,
am putting my scallops on.
nice. Now I have just put a little bit. Oh, and my coconut. My coconut.
All right, we'll take a picture.
Yeah, I am too. All right. I'm taking a picture of my little bowl because my bigger bowl is not all put together. My little bowl is not put together, but my smaller bowl is. Let's do that.
All right, so where's my
Yeah.
dressing?
Yum.
I did it without the dressing, but
Oh,
take
that's
the
all right.
picture.
I'm just gonna dig in right now because I've got a little bit of dressing here. So here's my little
Yes.
finished one. So I've got my prawns and my mango and my coconut chips and my avocado with my cinnamon lime dressing
Oh,
and my
that sounds
mixed
amazing.
greens.
And we're gonna post this
Mm-hmm.
recipe, guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Mm. Mm. So good.
Wow.
I know, right?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, Siobhan.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite recipes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Graham's gonna be happy tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is really good. And I would imagine with everything you've added into your dressing, it just adds that Dijon. I might put the Dijon in
Oh yeah.
For tonight because that just sounds delicious.
Oh yeah. All right, I just want to get a picture of my fork.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it.
That's great
This is
stuff.
Yeah, this is another recipe I think we'll add to Deep I Reckon Licious.
Yes.
Curtis, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 Well, I mean, you've changed the dressing up and around now, so yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I feel so much better from when
Oh
I
God, me
started,
too.
and again, all in showing up authentically and honestly, sharing with the people around you how you're feeling, so that you can get the support that you need. Because
Exactly.
a lot of times you can wake up, and I've woken up and I felt out of sorts, and you feel really alone,
Mhm.
because those
Mhm.
kind of feelings can also be very isolating if you don't share them,
Mhm.
if you feel that you can't share them. And I lived a whole life thinking I couldn't share my emotions. And where did that get me? Nowhere. It got me angry and miserable because I just stuffed everything down inside. And
Right.
that's just not a way, to live. And
It's
I,
not
I
not a way to live, but the beauty is, Siobhan, that you had that experience that now you can reflect on, and you can see how, because there are so many people and people that could be watching that are in that place.
yeah,
And they're looking at us going, "Oh, it's easy for you. It's easy for you." Well, it's not easy for anybody. It's a progress. It takes work, but it takes first that realization
yeah,
of, I ain't doing this anymore.
yes.
Deserve and belong to have better.
Yep, that's right. That's right. I deserve better. And that's that
Yeah.
worthiness that comes into play in everything.
Yeah.
And I deserve to feel good on a sunny Thursday afternoon. Everybody deserves to feel good. And I started my day with meditations and all over the
Yeah.
place. And then daily stuff comes in, and it's how you manage that daily stuff and realizing that in the end, you still do have control over
Yeah.
your mind, because I took my morning and turned it around. Stephanie took her tech issues and turned
Yeah.
them around. And
Right.
that's the whole thing, is realizing you have the control to turn things around for you if you desire them to be turned around.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, and it first takes that desire, because again, people, are comfortable with what they're comfortable with what they've
Hmm.
always known, or at least allowed themselves to have.
Yeah.
So, like today, I was doing my yoni bowl. I was,
Mm.
doing my singing yoni bowl,
Yeah.
and that was a part of my meditation today.
Nice. Yeah.
So some people may
Yeah.
think, oh, that's weird, but again, hey,
Oh well, it
yeah,
was, yeah. Everybody suits differently, right? Maybe I was banging a
yeah.
gong. I wasn't banging a gong, but maybe I was
Wah,
banging a gong.
wah, wah.
Gong gong. Anyway, everybody, this has been food
Yeah,
therapy again. Boy, that went by fast. Again, it always
yeah, it
does.
really did. This
Yeah.
was awesome. Guys,
Hmm.
I'm excited to share this with my friends for dinner tonight.
Yes. Yeah. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to have this tonight for Graham. I'm going to put the rest of it in the fridge.
Thank you
And
everybody for watching
thank you,
today.
everybody,
And
for watching.
like I said, next week we're going to have Carol Boston on. She's going to be making a cocktail that will complement the dish that we're preparing, and that will
Wonderful.
be dish and cocktail to be announced.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for watching.